In the past, I've done some really goofy holy hand grenade videos, but I want to make a serious holy hand grenade today. I've got a friend who's having some panic attacks, and I just think that having this Orgonite, maybe putting it by his bed and stuff, would probably help him a little bit. So I'm going to make a serious holy hand grenade, and hope you enjoy the footage.
Okay, the first thing you want to do here is you want to make sure you spray down your martini glasses. We're going for that pyramid shape with the holy hand grenade, but you got to really soak it with WD-40, and if you do that, everything will pop out just perfect. Now I'm pouring my resin, and I'm getting the resin down in there and trying to get every little bit of it out of there. And it's got a nasty whiff to it. If you've ever worked with resins, you want to kind of keep your nose away from it. But there we go. All the resin's coming out just a little bit. My goodness, that resin takes a while to pour. Slower than molasses. Now I'm putting my mixing agent in. There's a little vial of clear liquid that'll come with your resin. And if you use all the resin, use all the clear liquid. And the more of that clear liquid you put in, the faster it'll harden. So hopefully you can work fast if you're using it all. And I like to use little plastic forks to mix everything. And that way I'm not getting... You don't want to use real utensils, because once that resin gets on stuff, it just ruins everything. Okay, I'm pouring the resin, just a little bit of it, into each martini glass. And, of course, I got my WD-40 in there already. And then we're going to start with a layer of BBs. And I like to use silver BBs for these particular holy hand grenades. So I've got both silver and copper, and some I use both in. But I'm putting an initial layer of silver BBs, quite a few of them down there, just to kind of pat everything. Oh, yes, nothing's more important than silver, boys. Now, once I put that in there, the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to put an amethyst that's pointing upward. So I've got amethyst that I'm putting in. I'm putting a clear double terminated quartz crystal in the last one, because I want that to be really just genuine for my friend there. Now I'm putting a little bit of rose quartz in the mix there with the crystal, and in each one I'm putting just a little layer of rose quartz in, and then I'm going to put more of the BBs in and more of the metal. But first, I want to get a little more resin in there to kind of make sure everything's shorn up and solidify those crystals in there and get them all positioned. I've got everything just where I want it right now. And one of the things you want to do is when you're putting stuff in there, you want to make sure you don't have any bubbles, because bubbles will make little holes, and then you'll be losing BBs. And so you just kind of want to take that fork and just kind of pat stuff down there and make sure that all the bubbles are coming up out of the resin so that you get a nice, good, clean pour. And we're going to put the fork back there. And now I'm going to take some of my copper BBs, and I'm going to put my copper BBs in there. A nice little layer of copper, and it gives it kind of that little red look in there. And it's kind of nice to use the two-tone BBs if you can get the silver and the copper, and sometimes you can even get multicolored BBs, but just as long as they're metal, that's the important thing. You don't have to use BBs. You can use metal scraps from if you've got a machinist around you, or somebody who does perforating or something. You can get scrap metal. You can use scrap metal in these, and so it's just the look is different every way you do it. Now I'm taking 4 quartz crystals, and I'm pointing them east, west, north, and south with the tips facing outward. And I've embedded them between copper BBs and the silver BBs. So, and that's for the holy hand grenade. You have to have your little crystals in there and make sure that they're pointed every way. In the middle one, I'm doing things a little different. Instead of putting the crystals in there facing different ways, I'm just putting a layer of rose quartz in there. And in this last one, of course, I'm doing the crystals again. And I'll be facing them east and west and north and south. And making sure there's enough BBs in there to get everything done right. And I got my crystals set in. And once I get this done, I'm going to put another a layer of resin onto the hand grenade here. There we go. There's that layer of resin, and that should probably be my last layer of resin. As you can see, I'm kind of running out of resin. I had just enough in this pour. I had just enough to do the 3 holy hand grenades, and I'm making sure that everything's right here. Now, once you get used to doing this, you can pound these out in probably about 5 or 6 minutes. That's about what it took me to make each of these, and it's really something great. You know, you put Orgonite in people's hands, and they're just fascinated with it. You know, there's something that attracts them to it. I have 2 friends, and both of them were experiencing bad night terrors. They were having bad dreams, and they'd wake up and see things in the middle of the night. They couldn't sleep. I gave both of them a holy hand grenade to set by their bed, and they can both testify to the fact that they no longer have bad dreams, and they no longer have nightmares. As a matter of fact, one friend, after he put the holy hand grenade by his side of the bed, he said his wife noticed that she was sleeping better at night, and that her dreams were more positive. So there's definitely something to this Orgon energy, and a lot of people think we're crazy, but research it. I challenge you to Google it and research it and find out something. And so this has just been my straightforward how to make a holy hand grenade video, just because the fact that I am part of the gifting community, and I do joke. I mean, I make goofy videos, but I want people to know that that it's not just about making goofy videos. That I actually take pouring Orgonite very seriously, and I do know how to make a real holy hand grenade. And so it's just something that it's become a bit of a hobby, but it's a hobby that's been helping people out. And so
once they've set and gotten hot enough, just twist it right off. It should pop right off of that WD-40. Not a problem. There you go.